get my shoes and out the door. 5, I'm alive. 6, 7, 8, feeling great. 9, gonna shine, life is good. I'm doing fine. 10, gonna do it right and do it again, yeah. I look into the sky with all the beautiful color, but there's more than just for me, so gonna share it with another. I got to show, to give, let out. I want to sing and shout. Take a look and see a beautiful morning that turns into a beautiful evening, and together make a beautiful life. And if you wanna,
I've been in here and people are roaring with laughter, so.
It's a dirty show, though.
Well, it's clean dirt.
Forgive me, but the best restaurants of the world are here in Vegas. I mean, you have here the best of the best.
Yes.
So we have many celebrities here. The Harley Madison come over here, and the Usher come over here many often, and the Paris Hilton come here, and Britney Spears came over here like 2 weeks ago.
Boy, I'm dating myself, but it's okay. Nobody else will.
Oh. That's so Vegas. Welcome to That's So Vegas. I'm Christine McKellar, your host, and I'm here with a fabulous man about town, Marc Love Chemrys. And Marc, you know everybody I know, and I'm sure you know a lot of people I don't know, and maybe even a few people I wouldn't want to know. But what is...
No, I don't know anyone like that.
I will imagine.
I don't.
What is kind of interesting is you know everybody in my family, so to speak, here in Las Vegas. You know my ex-husband, Kim, and you know my son, Matthew, and you know my stepsons, Jimmy and Ross.
Yep.
All of the above or aforementioned are very talented in their own right, but you met Kim, Jimmy, and Ross through music, and they were so thrilled that I was having you on my show, although you're very familiar with WCOBM. You've been on other host show before.
Yes,
so
I have.
Yeah, you were.
It's going to start punching in.
Something like that. So give us a little bit. In this first segment, I do want to talk about a bit of your history to reintroduce you to viewers, but also we'll address more of the music in the next segment because there's something about you that I'm not sure everyone is really aware of. So just right off the bat, can you tell me and us how long you've been in Vegas and what, you know, we always do, how old were you when you first got into music, but something along those lines. A little background, please.
I've been in Vegas about 9 years now, if
Oh.
I'm not mistaken, somewhere in that vicinity. My children would know better than that, the ones in Florida.
Okay.
But, well, I really started singing in church, really, in the choir.
Oh.
Like 6 years old, I actually did solos. And eventually in high school, well, we went up to Philadelphia, where I'm originally from. We were in Florida, and I ended up on the American Bandstand 2 times.
Oh, how fun was that?
Yeah, and interviewed by Dick Clark both times. They lost a couple of years in a fire or something. So I can't. That would be great to open up my show with me, 16 years old, talking to Dick Clark.
The one and only?
Yeah, the one and only. But some bands that I had seen, I could do that. And so my senior year in high school in 1962, I had my first band, Hollywood and the Encores.
Oh, that's cute. I like it.
I walked around with sunglasses even then in high school. Everybody called me Hollywood, so I thought I'd use that for the name of the show. But ever since then, yeah, I've been on stage 53, 54 years, something like that.
Well, you're the master of it. It's just amazing how smooth you are. And then sitting here, and this is the first time we've met in person, which is amazing. I know I've missed a couple parties where you were a guest and I didn't show, or maybe I wasn't invited. I don't know. Your voice is so mellifluous, as they say. And what, may I ask, not that it has anything to
You're
do...
the second person I've had say that.
In your whole life or just
mellifluous.
today?
Yeah.
In your whole life?
Yeah.
Isn't it a beautiful
mellifluous.
word?
I love that.
It just kind of, it just sums
Yeah.
up really
for
that.
sure, yeah. Oh my God.
Was
I'm
it
gonna
a
cry?
Okay, it's okay. Do we have any tissue? Don't cry, because
Well,
then I cry. I am such a
my
softie.
show is Love, Sweat, and Tears. I have to cry sometimes.
So let's have a little love now, and then we were sweating out there, and the tears will come later.
It's cool.
Is it not that it has anything to do with it? Was it like a Baptist church, or was it a church where you were just singing hymns, or you were singing
Actually,
kind
it
of?
was in Norristown, Pennsylvania. It was a Baptist church.
Okay.
But when we moved to Florida, we were Methodist. I was president of the Methodist Youth Fellowship. So, and then I went on the road as an entertainer and kind of drifted away from
On a cloud of smoke.
from all of that. Just things, little things throughout the career would make me realize that I was still being watched over. I had an angel, and I was protected. That was.
Boy, you just almost gave me goosebumps, but I was prepared for this because one of the questions that I had for you today, this first segment, we will get straight to the music. The next segment is a couple years ago when we were just friends on Facebook, you sent me a poem that you'd written called The Key, that you were actually, you felt channeled to write it.
Yeah, I really,
It,
I was the vehicle, which is kind of my signature song. I was the vehicle that wrote it, but it was not my mind. I wrote about things that I really didn't know what I was writing about in a poetry form I'd never studied. And
I was
it
fascinated
just,
by
yeah.
it. It
And-
was seemed along the lines of like The Secret and.
Well, exactly. Yeah, that
that-
was like a 25-year advance notice on The Secret. And I had people that I'd been handing that out to that started getting in touch with me. Have you seen The Secret? Yeah, I know.
So it was kind of like when you did see The Secret, you were kind of going maybe like, I've been there, done that.
Oh my God, that was, yeah. And the person that I was seeing when I first got here is the one that had been given it. She was in L.A., and a movie producer friend of hers gave her a copy of that, and she flipped out because our first date, I recited that to her, and then we spoke about those things.
So
from
it's
time
kind
to
of
time.
branded in your heart and soul.
Yeah. So when she saw that, and then she
You-
brought it home. Wow.
And you liked it so much that you actually had it put to music and you hired, or a friend of yours helped you with the reciting of it. Is that correct? Well,
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
Another spiritual friend of mine in L.A. He used to be at Agape with, I've forgotten his name, from The Secret.
Oh,
But yeah, he asked me, he said,
few years ago.
can I record, I'm a DJ and an announcer, can I record that? I said, oh yeah, it's the message, not the messenger,
that's
And
pretty
so,
humble
yeah.
of you.
Oh,
You know?
it just, the feeling when he did that, and there's almost 5,000 hits on it. If you want to look it up,
Please do. It's
go
worthy.
to YouTube
Yes.
and go to The Key,
Right.
like the key to life, The Key, and then Marc with a C, M-A-R-C, love. And you'll be amazed. It kind of answers a lot of questions.
And
questions you didn't even know you had sometimes.
Well, that happens to me a lot,
Uh-huh.
especially lately. Back to that now. Marc, on your your Facebook page, you have Twain, T-W-A-N-E. Is that your real name?
No, that was my
Chemrys?
stage name for about 20 years.
That's kind of cool. Was it
Yeah.
kind of a play off Mark Twain, the writer, or?
Well, yeah.
Sort
I spelled it differently because that's M-A-R-C, and then I spelled T-W-A-N-E. It's funny. I was in Hilton Head, South Carolina, with what was at the time my third wife. We had a show called Mark Twain and Dusk. It was me and two girls, and we bumped into Tony Orlando at the dock. He was fishing, and as the boat backed up, he goes, "You're Mark Twain," and pointed to her and says, "You're one of the Duskies." So he had seen it on the back page of the
Great.
entertainment guide for the week. Was on the.
So it was a catchy phrase. Is love really your middle name?
No,
That's part of
no.
the-
That was when I was given the poem. I was kind of gently suggested that I use that name, so I changed it then.
Oh,
It's
that's
a
really
divine
amazing.
inspiration. Is what
I
it was,
love
yeah.
that. Do you find that divine inspiration has stuck with you over time, or is it something that just comes in waves? Or
It's more and more and more, especially since I got here to Vegas. I knew within 3 days I felt like I was home for the very first time in my life.
so this was your destiny.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
without a doubt.
But-
Maybe you hear what my destiny
Oh, well,
is.
I can't wait. And we're going to
Yeah.
definitely get into that in the next segment. But I guess it could kind of be in your life or anyone's life. All roads lead to a certain place.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's interesting, and maybe you could share with us, how does one know when one has arrived at that place? Because, I mean, could it be something you don't have to wait until you're over 40 like we are, or could it happen to somebody, I mean,
Well, that
really
was
when they're
very kind,
15?
just
or,
over 40, yeah.
yeah.
That's-
Well, I'm really getting excited now. Again, this show is never rehearsed, so we never know what gems we're going to find in our guests, or my guests here. I have to take a moment and give a nod to my sponsor for the month. It's the Red Roof Inn. It's across from the Hard Rock Hotel, just like a half mile from the Strip, close to the airport. Comfort, convenient, and affordable. And I know the people there. I like them. So
That's important.
Yeah, if you ever need a place to stay, just call me up. That would apply anywhere. Anyway, we will be back with Marc Love, Chemrys. How did
Just do the Marc Love.
Well, just do Marc Love. Is that French? Be right back.